Alrighty, so what's up everyone? We got Desolate on the blue side tonight and Hashslinging and Slashes on the red side for game 2 of this series.
Grounded.
And we didn't capture the first game, but I was told that Hash won the first game. So I wonder if perhaps Blake played a pretty good game on LeBlanc first game, and that's why they banned LeBlanc. I'm not really sure. Not really sure.
End of the line.
Right.
Alright, and on the side of Desolate we have Blazing Hot locking in the brand, which I expect to be a bot lane pick. And a rather late lock in there from Dax Reaper, picking up Xin Zhao. A little bit of a late pick there, maybe talking it out amongst themselves, but it also is strange that we see Freshburger lining up in the player 2 position, because we expect him to be the top lane. We'll see what Overrate picks up here. I expect them to pick a jungler in return. Yo, thank you very much, Ash, for the couple of bits. Always mega appreciated. And actually it looks like they're gonna forgo picking up the jungler in favor of a Dr. Mundo, which is a really powerful pick right now. I definitely like that idea. And Swain can be a real menace as well if he's put in the bot lane, which is what they might do. They might put Brandon Swain in bot lane. And an Ezreal to complement the Morgana. A bit of a more standard pickup for Hashslinging Slashers and their bot lane. And we'll see what second round of bans are. But anyway, a little background about these two teams. Desolate is one of the longest standing teams in the league, having originally been started up in Season 1. And Hashslinging Slashers are a bit more of a newcomer team, but they competed very well last season. And under the new hands of Freshburger at captain, they're currently sitting in 9th place in the league, so they've got a lot of ground to make up. And meanwhile, Desolate's sitting in 6th place, which is the last playoff spot. So they have a lot of work to do as well, just locking in that last playoff spot. Yeah, so it's definitely a very meaningful game for these last few seeds as we start getting to the back end of the season. And this is actually a week 5 matchup. It's a little bit late. We're currently in week 6, but some of these teams are a little bit behind schedule. So we're going to see 4th player picking up Vladimir on the side of Hashslinging Slashers. We'll see where... I mean, you kind of assume that that's going to be a solo laner, but you never know nowadays. There could be some crazy stuff. And on the side of Desolate, we got the Kindred being picked up, which is a super strong individual pick right now. I'm not sure how well it will translate over to squad play, 5v5, but very strong individual champion right now, especially in solo queue. Has win rate approaching maybe 52% or 53%. And really benefiting from the buffs that it received this patch. And we have a Thresh to complement the bot lane, so we're actually going to see either Swain or Brand put in the mid lane here on the side of Desolate, and Orianna locked in for Hide on Blake in the mid lane. Across the way from the Swain. So yeah, we got our champions selected here. We know what kind of stakes are on the line. All we gotta do now is wait for spectator delay. And I believe that my co-caster's coming on in a little bit. To spice things up a little bit here. But anyway, you can take a look at the summoner spells in the lanes here. We actually see Brand picking up teleport for the bot lane, which has gained a little bit of popularity. It gives you a little bit more flexibility in terms of the laning phase, because you can have that extra ability to get back to lane in case you get pushed out, in case you run out of mana, or in case you just want to use all that gold that you're farming. And it helps a team like with a mage in the bot lane, like increase their tempo as well, so that they really lock in that first turret potentially in the bot lane. So it's nice pickup from the Rhino to get that teleport. Ezreal actually gonna also take a teleport in bot lane, which will help him keep up in tempo. You definitely don't want to sacrifice that bot lane turret early, so you kind of expect Ezreal to be on the back foot in terms of wave clear, but at the same time, Morgana's going to help him out a lot with the wave clear, so he should be pretty fine. It's a little bit surprising to me that they took Thresh for Teziel, given how important it is to have a bunch of wave clear in the early game and make sure that you can push out the wave at will, but I guess Teziel is very comfortable in the champion or something. And yeah, if you don't know my voice, I'm Escapist. I'm one of the council members, don't normally cast, but today I think we're missing a bunch of casters. There's lots of people on vacation too, so I'm filling in, get this game in, especially since I have a free Sunday. And yeah, that's true. It's true, Sharkbait. They did see the Morgana, so they had all the reason to avoid picking the Thresh, but they still picked it into the counter matchup, which is a little bit strange. But some players, they feel confident in certain matchups, so we'll see what he has in store. It's generally a really bad pick as well into Ezreal, because obviously Ezreal can just dash away. Even if he lands the hook, he can just buffer it. It's not going to do much against Vladimir, because Vladimir is going to just jump on you anyway. What it will do well against is potentially picking off a Xin Zhao or Orianna, if the Orianna isn't careful enough. And paired with a Dr. Mundo, who can, has infinite chase potential, it's actually not that horrible in terms of synergy. So we'll see what they can do with it. Let's see if my scene will change here automatically. It doesn't look like it's changing automatically. Oh, I got to update the layover too. Bear with me for a moment here. We're actually going to see a early invade coming in here from the Hashslinging slashers, and they're going to get Teziel's flash out early. A little bit sloppy there from the Desolate support. And yeah, we're gonna have a bit of a standard start here. Actually, Kindred's done a nice job of invading in topside for Desolate. She's got some early trinket action going down in topside jungle. Alright, that's better. And boy, I missed a little bit there, changing the layout, but Hope that looks better for the stream. Nice little exchange there from Blake there to get a little bit of a better trade on Sindelian. And it looks like Kindred's pinging in the bot side here. See if we'll get a little action from the junglers. They're going to run into each other, and here's Kindred. He's going to get flashed on by Dax Reaper. That might be first blood. Oh, she's going to barely get out, but then Blake's going to flash over and get that double buff. Nice play from him. A little bit greedy from Overrate there to stick around. And Tezio's going to actually walk up, Rhino following along. But they're going to actually run into Morgana here. And he's going to get stunned up. Nice hook from Tezio. Flayed in, flash. Not too bad there to get the flash down. A little bit greedy on the ignite. I think he should have saved that, knowing that Morgana can just flash over the wall. And Ezreal's actually accumulated a nice gold lead here. Off of that play. We see how jungle mid play sort of affected the bot lane there. And we're actually going to get a gank in here again from Overrate. He's going to slow up Organa, and that's the damage you see now from Kindred. Pretty broken. Pretty damn broken. Oh, nice stun coming here from Rhino. This is Morgana without flash now, but she is under significantly less pressure because Thresh already burned his ignite. So we're just gonna get a bit of a disengage there from Puff Nasty. He's out of health pots, but Kindred's actually gonna walk down here, mark the Morgana, and that's gonna scare Puff Nasty probably all the way back to base, because you do not want to be messing around with that Kindred. And we're actually going to get a potential early dragon here. Oh, they're actually just waiting for the Scuttle Crab. Okay. Tezio wasting a little bit of time here. Going to miss out a little bit on XP, but if they're going to look to get an early level 6 on the brand, that's not so bad. A little bit of strange posturing from him, though, given that he knew that Morgana was in base. We get a look here on the relative vision of each team. It looks like blue side has fairly good vision of bot side, but I think the same can be said of Hashslinging Slashers. They have 2 trinkets on their bot side as well. And Vladimir's about to get a ward in their top side as well, so not too bad. The gank coming in here. Oriana's going to ultimate. She look to get out here, but it's too much damage coming in from Overrate and Sindelian. Trade kill coming out, maybe. Oh, Overrate's gonna get out just barely and grab that double kill. Nicely done there. Good proactive play coming out from Desolate early, and they're looking like they have the map advantage here with 500 gold up on the scoreboard. And they're actually going to coordinate a bit of a invade here onto the red buff. Looks like they're going to run into Vladimir, though. This is not something that Vladimir is expecting. Oh, but they're going to have a bit of a pause here. Ella giggle. And this is a strange time for the pause to come out as well, because on Freshburger's screen it's going to look like he's walking into Mundo, and that's it. He's not going to know that Desolate just took the red buff and are in his jungle here. So we'll see what Freshburger can do to get out of the situation. But in general, he shouldn't expect that they're here, just because of the lack of vision that Hash has. And take a look at the gold differences here. Bit of a lead still in the bot lane for Little Groot on the Ezreal. But in general, fairly even for both sides. Kindred has a bit of a lead on the Xin Zhao, who's actually the jungler. And yeah, that's about it. What's up? What's up, people? "19 viewers I see for me. Not bad, not bad. What's up, Speed? What's up, Manny? How's Central America treating you, Manny? Ooh, 20. Not bad, guys. Not bad. Oh, it looks like the pause is being unpaused as we wait in a hopeful quiet. We see Blazing He's still got his ultimate here in his flash, so he should be able to chase down Freshburger if he manages to get to the blast cone here. Might be nice if Kindred can hit the blast cone as Vladimir's walking over it, but we'll see how it goes here. Let's see what happens. Oh, they're a little bit late. And Freshburger's just going to jump over with the blast cone. I thought that would have been a lot more exciting, but it looks like they just actually wanted to disengage from that situation. And we see the Guardian getting procced in bot lane, not doing much. Oh, and another pause. Boy, I was ready for that. But apparently they weren't. They were not ready for that restart. In other news, Manny has fully embraced his role in the cartel. And he's getting a nice paycheck from El Chapo. Sorry, boys and girls, we are having a bit of a resident sleeper moment here. But I promise you, if you sit tight, we will eventually finish this game. Get a little stretching, a little snack break. Oh, we're coming back. Look at that. All right. Nice binding coming out from Puff Nasty Kappa. And we got Sendilion with a red buff here, so not going to be killing Sendilion anytime soon on the Swain. He's got his minion dematerializer as well for the extra minion damage. And yeah, a lot of healing, a lot of damage up in the top lane as well for these two. A bit of an early pull there from Freshburger, but he's going to get the better of that trade. The pull is on about a 24-second cooldown for him. And he's got the Kindle Gem, so he doesn't have too much damage yet, but plenty of safety. Kindred's on the top side here, so we might expect a gank coming in soon, but I think she's missing her gank timing at the moment. This would be the time when she would look for the gank. She's a little late, and Blazing Hot's going to give away any gank potential by walking forward into those minions. Definitely strange. Oh, yep. And we're going to get gank in the top lane, but yep, pull's going to be out. Xin Zhao is there as well for the extra assistance if needed. And yeah, nothing happened in top lane really. We have a ping coming down to Scuttle Crab here. Kindred looking to pick this up. It's going to take her a little bit while to get out of the base here, but she'll eventually get there. And I think Swain's going to help out too. But meanwhile, we have Taziel completing his quest on his support item, so he's going to pick up that single ward and drop it in the river. And Override actually picks up that Scuttle Crab, gets another stack on her passive. Orianna's gonna recall in mid lane. And she's actually sitting on a fair amount of gold, about 1,500 gold. So she's gonna pick up Sork shoes, and actually not gonna spend the extra 700 gold. So a bit of a strange idea there. I would have liked to seen her sell the Biscuit of Rejuvenation for another Amp Tome or something, but she's gonna sit on that gold. And yeah, for now it's just a farm fest. In terms of strengths and weaknesses from both sides, I think that both teams are very scaling heavy, so they both want to get to the late game for sure. And that's going to be an easy 1v1 for Overrate there. A gank coming in the bot lane here, but Sindelian's going to show up as well with the teleport, sensing some weakness. But nothing's doing it ultimately, just going to burn the teleport, and for some reason he flashed in. Not sure exactly why. But that was a really great read actually from Overrate, seeing that Orianna was looking to match that roam from the Swain, and picks up the kill because of it. And she's actually going to pick up that Gromp, get another stack on her passive. And she's actually got 4 stacks now, so that's a lot of damage coming out. I believe at her 5th stack, oh, I don't know exactly, but I think her 5th stack might actually give her the range boost. I'm not really sure. Take a look here. It says every 4 hunts completed also increases Kindred's basic attack range, so she's actually got a bit of a attack range boost off of that one. And she's going to come in here for the gank. Blake does have both summoners though, so you don't really expect too much. The best they could hope there was a flash, maybe a heal or something. And Morgana's actually going to be roaming up mid now to get some vision. She hasn't completed her quest yet because she did take the Spell Thief's Edge. And she's about 150 gold away from completing it, which is a bit of a shame because essentially your gold income for a support is based entirely off of what starting item you take, and you really want to see that completed as early as possible because it indicates that you're making good use out of that item. Dax is going to take the red buff here, maybe look for some top lane vision. Mundo is actually going to recall, so he might have to expend his teleport, and he is. Xin Zhao is going to start up the Rift Herald, which is a little bit strange at this point in the game. It's only 13 minutes in, so the Rift Herald's not going to do much. Oh, we have a fight breaking out in the bot lane, and Puff Nasty's going to go down. Nice job there from Desolate to capture some bot lane vision, and they get a bit of a extra surprise with the Morgana kill. And they're going to pick up the dragon as well. And I wish that it would let me look at Dax. I keep pressing the wrong button because they lined up in the wrong positions in LCS order. He's on 1 instead of 2. But Dax is going to make the best of this opportunity. He's going to pick up Rift Herald, pick up a blue buff in the topside jungle, which is very opportunistic from him, given that he knew everyone was bot side. Unfortunately, Desolate will get the better of the trade because they did pick up a kill. But you never know what they can do with this Rift Herald. If it's used well, then they can maybe get the first blood turret. And Sandillion popping over there with the Blast Cone, looking for a potential kill onto Xin Zhao, but not going to find it. And actually, Kindred's going to take away the rest of the Krugs there, although she didn't get a mark for it. I believe you have to kill the big one to get the mark. Some farming here in the mid lane. Nice bind coming out from Puff Nasty. Get some chip damage on them. And there you go. She got the pull off onto Rhino. She completes her quest, so she's going to get the Sightstone completed. And they're going to have full vision over Xin Zhao now, as he takes Skullet Crab. which is a nice pickup for him, but he's still 2 levels down on the Kindred, which is a bit of a problem. He's going to provide a lot of utility, a lot of tankiness in these mid-game team fights, but Kindred is going to do that almost just as well because of her ultimate. And she's going to provide a little bit more damage because she's so far ahead. Spirit Visage being completed by Blazing Hot on the last back. He's going to have a lot of tankiness versus this Vladimir, and a lot of healing as well. Definitely a nice matchup for the Mundo, which I didn't state earlier. But it looks like he's botching us a little bit, misses a few cleavers there, which you hate to see. You hate to see. You can't hit a cleaver. And you hate to see, I missed it too. I missed the bot lane kill. Overrate going unstoppable there with a kill on the Puff Nasty, and Dax Reaper trying to get a last minute kill here on Taziel, but he's going to get away and actually get the kill himself. Nice teleports coming in from Sindelian. A lot of map control from him with this teleport usage. And this is a series where... Oh, wow. Orianna was actually able to get the first blood turret in mid lane. And she'll pay for it with her life, but I think in general you say that that's fairly worthwhile. It's not good for her individually, but at least it will delay Desolate's item spikes, because it looks like Desolate's about to get first blood turret, or would have gotten first blood turret in the bot lane. So Orianna gonna set herself back a little bit. She's gonna miss a few waves, maybe 2 or 3 waves because of her death, but at least she's gonna deny that first blood turret gold from Desolate. And yeah, we have another pause coming out. At this point in the game, I don't think either side has any clear advantage based on team comps, but it's pretty clear that at the moment Desolate's quite far ahead. Ezreal actually accumulating a massive gold lead on the bot side of the map. He has 173 CS to 119 for Rhino. But at this point, you know, he's sitting on Sheen. He hasn't completed his tier item, or he has completed his tier item, but it's not fully stacked yet. So he's at a bit of a deficit. You also look in his inventory and you can see he's got a coal completed. So he's got 350 extra gold from that, I believe. So he's definitely sitting on a lot of gold and a lot of potential. He actually is sitting on 2.6k gold. I didn't realize that. That's pretty crazy. So he's in need of a bit of a lane swap here. Anything to get him out of this lane so that he can recall to buy some items is going to be really big for a little group. And we have the pause coming, unpause coming back out here. Taziel getting chipped down a little bit low. Bone plating not going to help him out here because he's so low health anyway. So he's going to recall. Going to coordinate the recall with... Oh, nope. He's not going to recall. He's going to sit bot with Sindelian. And they're going to actually funnel some solo XP onto Rhino in mid lane. At least for 1 or 2 waves. Let's check on Rhino. He's full health still. Almost level 11. In maybe 2 or 3 waves. Ezreal's going to TP in bot lane. Get some extra farm. And he just purchased the full Triforce. So he's at an item spike here. And if Morgana can get a bind here, get some chip damage down onto Rhino, especially with Ezreal's level 11, they might be able to kill him. And Kindred going for... Oh! Kindred. No ultimate. Really unfortunate there. Puff Nasty smells some blood, but that ultimate's not going to do much. Just too low health. Taziel walking forward. Gets the lantern. Procs the Guardian. Gonna flay him back. Chase down Puff Nasty for a Rhino kill. Oh, little Groot's flashing. Gonna get a kill here on a Taziel. What's Taziel doing? Standing still. Unlucky. And I think he was dead there anyway, but he could have at least forestalled his fate a little bit by walking away. You get a look into two junglers here. Kindred just coming off the back of a bit of a shutdown there. Oh, going over to Orianna. I think she surrendered her fate as well, not popping the ultimate. But here we're gonna have Blazing Hawk running at Freshburger. See if he can maybe get a flash here. He's still looking for the dive. Freshburger doesn't have a pull anymore, and Kindred's looking for the dive as well, but they're hesitating. And that's just gonna be ultimately nothing doing. Puff Nasty's gonna be here to help him out. Pretty disappointing there. I think they could have definitely killed Freshburger off of that one. Tezio walking at Blake. He's got flash. He's gonna get flayed first. Oh, wonderful. The hook coming out from Taziel. Oh, but Little Groot's here, and they're going to get the return kill over onto Thresh. But this is not a fight that Little Groot wants, and he's just going to walk right into the Swain. Not what you want to do there. That's a big Swain now. And in return, actually, Xinjia's going to pick up that Infernal Drake, which is actually pretty big. But not worth the excessive risk that Ezreal took there. Swain actually picking up an extra 600 gold off of the bounty from Little Groot. And Overrate's going to run into Dax Reaper here. Flash coming in from Sendilian, and it's going to be flashed away by Dax. Nice damage on mid lane here. Brand's going to get that outer turret in bot lane. And he's actually going to neglect to push in the wave in bot lane, which I don't like to see. I would have liked to see him push that wave all the way in. Now Ezreal can do whatever he wants with this wave. He can hold it here if he wants. He can hold it here. Not too good wave management coming out from the bot lane on Desolate, in my opinion. But they will be able to get back, purchase some items here, see if they can do anything with this extra tempo that they've built. Ezreal's actually going to opt to push out this wave. Although he shouldn't really be able to push it very far. It's a little bit strange to see the two carries in mid here, because this wave is going to want to get collected sooner or later. Some nice vision coming down here for on the side of the Hashslinging slashers. Sendilian with a nice control ward, going to clear some of it out. And they're looking actually for a fight in the top side here. Rimsky with the Twitch Prime sub. Let's go. Welcome back, Rimsky. Rhino's going to be clearing the top side farm here. Overrate and Dax both waiting in the wings here. They're going to sneak on up into the top lane brush. Neither have been seen by the other side. And Dax Reaper's going to engage. A horrible flash coming out from the Rhino. He had Kindred right next to him. He could have just allowed him to ult him, but he opts to flash out, and they get the kill on Morgana. They're going to try to chase down the Xinjiao here. Blazing off, flashing forward for no reason. And he's going to maybe get the kill. Oh, Orianna's going to get him out. Unlucky. Never like to see that. Unlucky. Very nice escape there from Dax and Blake, though. Although I think Blazin should have hit a few of those cleavers. Vladimir in the bot lane, gonna get some trip damage onto the bot lane turret, which is a nice pickup in response to Desolate's collapse on top side. We have a lot of control wards coming out from Desolate. You can see they've actually got 4 on the board right now to Hash's 1. And Puff Nasty's going to have a really tough job here of trying to clear out vision all by himself without any knowledge of where the enemy jungler is, which is very risky. But he's going to blast Cone over, get some assistance over to Ezreal, maybe knock down that outer turret in top lane or just crash it in. And Blazing Hot pushing out bot lane in prime position but without teleport. Oh, Tezia's going to get a hook onto Puff Nasty in the presence of both Overrate and Rhino, and that was a blind hook, I believe. Very nice play from him. Definitely looking better on the Thresh than I would have expected. Blake in a really bad spot here, going to try to dodge out of the Swain, but he's just going to get run down by Blazing Hot. And they're going to start up the Baron here on the side of Desolate. Absolutely no fear. I believe they had knowledge of Xin Zhao in bot lane, and they also had two kills leading up to that, so a fairly easy Baron take for Desolate. That's going to put them even more in the driver's seat. And with this, the triple scaling essentially that they have with the Swain, the Kindred, and the Mundo, there's not going to be much slowing down from them. It's all up now to maybe a clutch engage from Vladimir and Orianna. It's really, yeah, that's really the only way I see them coming back in this one. Bit of a siege coming out here. They're Sand's jungler though, so this is the opportunity that maybe Hash could find for an engage, but they don't take it. They're gonna take it slow. Maybe wait for a better chance if they see one. Morgana does not have flash up, but everyone else does. Tazio looking for a hook. Freshberg gonna pop his pool, and oh, a nice, very nice ultimate coming out from Orianna, gonna pick off that brand. A bit of a late ultimate coming out from Kindred. Did not expect that amount of burst from Blake at this point in the game, but he does have 2 items plus Sork's pen shoes and a couple of needlessly large rods, so that's a very strong looking Orianna at the moment. And Rhino really doesn't have any way of surviving that burst. He's all magic damage. No Merc treads, no magic resist. So a very squishy brand for sure. But that's what you expect. Blazing Hot looking for a steal there, but it's gonna go over to Hashling Slashers in the meantime. Overrate looking like he's in trouble here, but he's actually gonna pick up that kill onto Freshburger. He was without ultimate, but it didn't matter. Pretty crazy pick there. Ooh, nice root coming out from Sandillion to stop those backs. Kindred's gonna get another wave here with just Xin Zhao defending. Xin Zhao can kill her here. Nice flash coming out from Overrate, but that's not gonna be enough. Another shutdown going over to Xin Zhao, and that's a lot of bounty. Very nice from him. $600 gold going over to Xin Zhao off that play. Definitely a big mistake from Overrate. Wrong runes. Oh! Flash ult coming out there from Orianna. Gonna whiff. Gonna just hit Mundo. But Mundo's gonna get stunned up here. They might actually be able to finish him off. Freshburger coming in with the ultimate. Gonna pop the Tides of Blood, but not gonna get that crushing blow. And Desolate's gonna walk away here with a little bit of damage on the top lane inhib turret and taking the mid lane inhib turret, which actually, oh, and they actually got the mid lane inhib as well, which is a little bit underwhelming to be honest, but it'll help them get the bot lane outer turret and probably help them get a little bit more vision. But that's all you can really expect from mid lane inhib. So definitely not over here. Hashslinging Slashers still have a chance, especially if they can get a nice Orianna ultimate in the next team fight. Unless, of course, you know, Desolate just decides not to team fight. Thanks for that. Oh, nice hook coming out from Tezio. Gonna stop that engagement. Blaze Knot's gonna go down anyway. Nice ult coming out from Orion to finish out that kill. Get a pick. They're not gonna be able to do much with it unless they can take down another champion here. Oh, nice ultimate coming out from Little Groot. He's gonna flash in. Actually, get the triple kill. This is incredible. Oh my. Little Groot popping off, showing us what he's made of. And Hash looking strong here, actually. Kindred's gonna have to recall. But there's no hope in saving this inhib. And that's gonna be one inhib for both teams here. Oh, Binding coming out, Dax Reaper going in. Kindred's gonna pop the ultimate just after killing off Dax though, and it's a lovely lovely bit of right clicking from Overrate. You know how it goes. Little Groot and Highland Blake limping out with a few flashing health bars. But they came and got what they wanted, which was that inhib. There we go. We got the correct spelling down. Thank you, Rimsky. What's going on now? A little death brush coming out from Desolate. Nicely done from Puff Nasty, sniffing that one out. Yo, shout out to Vaughn for pointing that one out. Nice job, Vaughn. Keeping me on my toes. Kindred looking really strong here with 10 kills. Sandillion actually deathless. And Little Groot with a nice triple kill in the last team fight. So those are your players to watch in the next team fight. And we're just going to get the Baron dance start up here. Oh! And it's going to be started up with a Puff Nasty Hourglass. Watch out. Morgana Binding coming out. Showing who's boss. Desolate has to respect that binding because you never know what it could be followed up with. Oriana Ultimate, for example. Tides of Blood, maybe from Vladimir. And they actually have a couple of Grievous Wounds items now. It's going to really hurt Mundo's self-healing abilities as well as Swain's. And this is a team comp that is very reliant on self-healing, so they're actually going to start off the Baron here. I don't like this move too much. It's going to draw Hashslinging slashers in. I think they know what's up, but they're not going to get in there in time. He's going to flash over. Oh, the smite goes over, and it's actually going to get picked up by Little Groot somehow. So Hashslinging slashers are going to deny that Baron over from Desolate. We're actually going to see a dragon pop up here. It's another Infernal Drake. This will allow Desolate to even up their Infernal Drake. 1 for 1. And definitely a worth play there coming in from Dax Reaper. Sacrificing his life to get a chance at the Baron. And fairly poor job there of Desolate denying that steal. But also an even worse smite coming out from Overrate. Which is unfortunate. But it will allow Hashslinging slashers to stay in this game. For sure. Good job by them. And again, we see Rhino having difficulty keeping up in the farm versus Little Groot, who has surmounted a massive gold advantage. If I can just pull that up. It's actually a 5k gold advantage for Little Groot. Especially when you take into consideration that he has at least one shutdown kill, I think, when he killed the Kindred. And he also has a Cole that he completed. And obviously all those kills off the triple kill. So he's massively ahead. And, you know, if he completes that Last Whisper item, he hasn't even completed boots, so he's not even at full move speed. I think if he completes his build here in the next 5 minutes, it's going to be a massive problem for Desolate. Four stacks on Kindred at the moment, I believe. Never mind. She actually has 9 stacks. I haven't been keeping track of that too well. She's got 9 stacks on her, so she's got, I believe, 50 extra range on her auto attacks. And she has a whole bunch of on-hit damage. I think that's how it works. Empowers her basic abilities, so she's got a little bit more damage for sure off of the 9 hunts, and about 50 units of extra auto attacking range. And she's the one actually who's got, I believe, the most gold on her team. Maybe only Swain has more. No, she actually has the most. She actually has more gold than Ezreal. So those are the 2 champions that have the most damage potential at the moment. And you know, if they can press their QWER abilities, should work out pretty well for them. But we're at a bit of a standstill here. A little squabble over some vision here. Not really anything significant. Really surprising, actually, to see both Desolate and Hash not take advantage of their side lanes, though. And we're going to actually get a flash in here coming from Sindelian. Blazing Hot dropping really low. Overrate going to ult in. And Blake's going to get a nice ultimate there to pick up both Swain and Thresh. Freshburger on the back end of the fight going to get that Tides of Blood, and it's going to finish off Rhino. And Little Groot going to finish off that kill. Oh, Overrate taken down to about 200 health. He's got a lot of chasing potential. Let's see if he gets another dash in. Can't get the cooldown reset, though. And it's going to be up to Overrate here to fend off these 2. They don't have a wave, so they shouldn't be able to end, but what a fight. What a fight. As the... Oh! Overrate gonna walk too far forward there and get picked off. That's never good. Thankfully, there's no neutral objectives coming up in the next 50 seconds, so he's gonna be able to respawn for the dragon coming up in about 90 seconds. The Baron's gonna respawn right after the dragon. And Kindred's actually muddling some options over what her last item's going to be, and she looks like she's going to settle for the Black Cleaver in lieu of the Infinity Edge. So that's going to give her a little bit more cooldown reduction for her ultimate, for her abilities. But it's going to take a little bit away from her overall damage, especially her burst damage. Ooh, nice hook coming out from Tazio, but it's not going to mean much since it's on Little Groot. And I don't think Desolate really accounted for how much of a problem the Ezreal would end up being. Mainly because he wasn't a problem for the most part, especially in the early and mid game. He only got his items and his item advantage within the past 10 minutes after he picked up the triple kill in mid lane. So he's a bit of an unseen threat right now, or he was an unseen threat, but now they're fully aware of how much damage he can do. So we'll see if Desolate can do something better than what they've been showing. They're actually going to pick off Puff Nasty here. His ultimate's going to come down, stun up Blazing Hot, and he's not going to be able to get out of that. Nice ultimate coming out from Kindred. Rhino's going to pop the Hourglass. Nice ultimate from Oriana, gets 3, but it's in the Kindred ultimate, and that's going to allow them to survive long enough to chase down a potential little Groot here. That might be game. We might be going to game 3 here. And if I'm Desolate, I'm just pinging on the Nexus right now. That should be game. No need to mess around with Elder Drake. No need to recall like Rhino did. He actually has teleport, so he can get back up here if he needs to. They don't have a wave yet, so maybe Rhino's thinking he can get up here with a little bit of wave push, but they're not going to tank up the next turrets, and they're actually going to look for an Elder Drake, which is, I guess it's prudent given that they didn't have a wave, but I think they could have ended there potentially. They only have Puff Nasty and Dax Reaper who are going to respawn before you kill the Nexus turrets. So they're going to take the safe play. Maybe a bit of a missed opportunity there to finish the game, but at least they'll have this Elder Drake, which should allow them to get the Baron as well. So should be all right. And yeah, we do have Mortal Reminder getting completed by Little Groot. He has teleport up as well, so they're going to be able to contest for this Baron, but I don't think they want to, given that Desolate has a Elder Baron, or Elder Drake, excuse me, and they shouldn't burst this down. They should really be looking to deny this. This is a horrible idea from, and they're actually going to steal it on the side of Hash, even with the Elder Drake. Oh no, this is awful for Desolate. And Blazing Hot doesn't know what to do. He's walking forward. Definitely an awful misplay there from Desolate when they had huge amount of pressure and massive amount of combat stat effectiveness advantage as well. So I'm personally shaking my head there. That's a huge throw. That's going to allow Hashslinging Slashers to buff up their next minion waves with the Baron buff. Really clutch steal there coming out from Puff Nasty. Not something you expect to see. So we actually seen 2 Baron steals this game. One from Little Groot on the Ezreal, and one from Morgana. Really crazy. What are the bans this game? Boy, the only ones I can remember were LeBlanc, Talia, and that's it. I can't remember anything else. Alrighty. So I think that Elder Drake has worn off Desolate here. I think we're seeing a little bit of some indecisiveness coming out from them. They have the map advantage. They weren't able to take advantage of it to get the Baron. They had the Elder Drake, but now it's gone. So what do they do now? Oh, actually they still have it for a few more seconds here. Yeah, they have it for about 20 more seconds. See if they can make use of it. Hashslinging Slashers in formation here in mid lane. Just defending. And this is what Desolate has decided to do. Just look for a pick, I guess. It's a little disappointing. They can't seem to find fights of their own volition. Their only engaged tools really are maybe a flash hook from Thresh and the ultimate chase down potential from Mundo. Freshburger going down to bot lane, clearing out that wave nicely. Gonna get that pushing on their side. Although I think eventually it's gonna push back into Hashslinging because they have one less turret down there. But for now it's in a good spot. At this point, no one really needs gold except the supports. Whatever gold they're picking up is not going to have that massive of an impact on the game. Especially since, well, I guess the one guy who could use the gold is a Brand. He's still got a Doran's ring in his inventory, so he could use an extra item. But even then, I don't think that extra item is going to do much for him, unless it's maybe a Void Staff. Kindred pushing out bot wave while Mundo's in top. And this might leave open a spot for Hashslinging slashers to look for an engage. Kindred's actually not going to elect to hit that bot lane turret, which is a safe move. Mundo's going to stay in top lane. He knows that they're unlikely to come because he's got a few wards up there, and they have to respond to bot lane. It'd be really nice to see Hash get a little bit more vision out in the jungle areas, but they're pretty scared to move out. What they need most now is somehow to get... Oh, they got their inhib back, which is a good thing. But right now they really need some way of getting back into the neutral objective areas, because this game is gonna hinge on the next neutral objectives. Neither team really has overpowering engage. They have way more disengage tools, so both teams are having a lot of difficulty starting fights at the moment. Tazia looking for a hook there, nothing doing. Orianna getting a nice bit of damage onto Rhino. Ezreal ulting down mid lane to get some wave clear, and the Desolate bot lane looking for a potential pick onto a little group, but they're going to back out. Sendilian going to pick up that red buff. Maybe a little bit better suited on another champion, but he does deny it away from the little group, which is very good. Yeah, Xin Zhao is a little bit behind here on the build. He could definitely use a lot of extra income here, so maybe they'll start giving some minions over to him. The smite actually coming down on that cannon minion just for an extra last hit there. Looks like Hashling and Slashers are actually confident to siege this turret, or there is no turret here. It's just an open inhib. Their Baron buff has worn out. Nice damage coming out from Sendilian onto Buff Nasty. They're a little bit hesitant here to walk forward because of that Orianna threatening the ult. Blazing Hot walking a little bit too far forward there, getting it really chipped down. Showing no fear though. Lil Groot gets a little damage onto the inhib. And this inhib really, it's not that important. I think Desolate can freely give this up. They shouldn't feel too apprehensive about it. It's right, like you lose an inhib, but you're not losing the game. That's what matters. And for Hash, it's not really that important for them either. Taziel looking for the flash hook. It's just going to mean that he's a little bit easier to kill next fight. That is a very low percentage play. I don't like seeing that. Clearing out some vision here on the side of Desolate. What I'd like to see Hash do right here is take a step back, assess the situation, and get some more vision over Baron buff here, because it's about to respawn. And they have no really vision set up around for it, which is really the most important thing right now. This inhib doesn't matter. In fact, if I were Desolate, yeah, I would really look to punish what Hashslinging Slashers did and just go mid. You have vision over Baron Pit. You can take an inhib now. Why not? They're gonna actually start up the Baron. This is all a ploy to try to start this fight. Huge damage coming out from Sendilian onto Dax Reaper. He's gonna be chuck low. Cook coming out on a little Groot. Ultimate coming out from Overrate. He's gonna be distracting on the side, and Blake's actually gonna take out Thresh, but everyone's dying on the side of Hashling and Slashers. That's an ace coming out from Desolate. Nice play from them, and that's gonna be game. Very apprehensive moment there. Nicely done from the side of Desolate to take advantage of that. Overrate was on the side, distracting the carries from DPSing down the Baron, and definitely an overstep from Hashslinging slashers there, who looked like they were in the driver's seat for all but a moment there at the very end. And this is a very close series. This was not despite the scoreboard looking otherwise, this was actually a very close game. And now we're gonna go to game 3 with the series tied. I'm gonna take a little bit of a gander here at. Oh, let me change the scene. Take a look at the damage charts, see what actually happened this game. Just a whirlwind of a game, really, to reflect on. And actually, the bulk of the damage of both sides coming out from Little Groot on the Ezreal. Really impressive performance from him. Almost just taking over the game with his Ezreal. So we'll see what that has an impact on in the next draft. Sundillion doing a great job there in that last team fight, getting a lot of damage off onto the priority targets, Dax Reaper especially. And Kindred actually carrying the load of the damage on Desolate's side, even though he was, he's the jungler. That didn't hold him back, that's for sure. Alright, let's get into the next game here. Find my tournament code. I hope that was the right one. Oh, I don't think that's the right one. Dude, I hate how Discord doesn't copy paste stuff properly. Like, you have to right click. What the fuck? Copy. Oh, I just the right one. Alright, well, no one's here yet. Alright, people are coming in now. Yep, we have a tied series. And I believe Hashslinging slashers have the side selection for this game. Let me just double check. Not sure. Yep, okay. So, not sure what the side selection was like for game 1, because we missed that one. But it looks like Desolate wanted blue side for game 2. And that helped them win, so maybe Hash takes blue side. Dun dun dun. 1-1. Yep, Kindred's pretty broken right now. But you can't take anything away from Over8's performance. I thought it was well warranted for, you know, he did a good job. And it looks like Freshburger and crew is gonna take blue side. So they may be able to pick up whatever they like for first pick. I believe Kindred was actually... No. What did Desolate pick first last time? I think they picked... It wasn't Mundo, it wasn't Kindred. Maybe it was Kindred. I can't remember. Yeah, wake up, chat. Keep me company. Okay, I'll look back in the VOD. Okay, so last game, Desolate first picked Brand, and they banned LeBlanc, Nocturne, and Caitlyn. Okay. And Hashslinging Slashers, they're on red side, and they first picked Xin Zhao and Morgana, and they banned Talia, Graves, and Zoe. So I think Hash had good bans last time. I don't know about the bans from Desolate. I mean, Nocturne, LeBlanc, those are good bans, but I don't know why you banned Caitlyn. And both of those first picks from both sides seem very underwhelming, given what they did in Game 2. So I would expect a lot of changes from the draft, just based on the performance of last game. Oh, we have some suggestions. And a little bit of banter, as you can see. Taziel had a headache. But now he's back in it. In case you can't read, that's what he said. I believe we're ready. All right. Everyone's in their proper position this time, so I don't have to mash on my keyboard to try to find the proper player. I don't know why they were mixed up last time, but I guess it happens. Yo, chat, wake up. Yo. Don't fall asleep on me, chat. Chat. Please. No, don't fall asleep. Holy cow. This is a lit pre-game lobby. I don't even... Wow. Alright, so we got Hashslinging Slashers on the blue side and Desolate on the red side, as you can see. Here comes the first ban from the Hashslinging Slashers.
Grounded.
And they're going to take Talia off the board, just like last game. Let's see if Desolate wants to get rid of... Oh, they're going to actually ban Zoe, so that tells me that Zoe's actually very hotly contested first pick. Since Hash actually banned that last game when they were on red side. So both teams very scared of the Zoe pick. And the Graves ban coming out, same as last game. This time, Hashslinging Slashers have one extra ban to work with because they didn't have to ban Zoe. And LeBlanc, same ban as last time from Desolate. Let's see if they keep the Caitlyn ban or if they keep the other ban, I can't remember. And I expect Hash to have their way with this one. Maybe a Swain ban for the Sandillion, or potentially Kindred if they don't want to pick Kindred first. Gonna get rid of the Swain. Maybe we see an Ezra ban coming out here from Desolate. Maybe we see a Kindred ban coming out. Not sure if Dax Reaper plays that one.
You too will be judged.
There's Morgana. So they kept the Morgana and LeBlanc bans the same. They chucked out the Caitlyn for the Zoe because they didn't want that first pick by Hash. And Nocturne's actually going to be hovered here. Looks like they don't want to play Kindred. Which is a bit of a head scratcher because Kindred's now open. Overraid had a great game on him last time. And you know what's good into Nocturne? At least in theory, Kindred should be pretty good into Nocturne. You got a lot of recurring damage, you got a lot of survivability with Kindred and her ult. And Ezra's going to be picked up for Rhino, taking that off the board from Little Group. And they're going to do the same. Take away Orianna from Blake because they're so respectful of it. That is a champion that Sandillion is fairly good at. And in response, this is what Desolate, I think, wanted. They decided, you know, we'll take the Ezreal away. We'll leave Caitlyn open, not ban it, and we'll let you take it. See what you can do on it. It's not a pick that really has been touched in competitive play for a couple months now, and we'll see how it does here, but this looks like a disaster of a draft phase currently for Hash. I'm really not sure how game one went and how they won it, but perhaps they won it with the Caitlyn. So maybe that's why they are so inclined to picking it up. Mundo going over to the side of Hashslinging Slashers. And Taziel's going to hop back on that Thresh. So in a way, both teams sharing a lot of the same champion pools and both looking almost exactly like they're flipping sides, with the exception here and there.
That just goes to show you you're nothing but a whiskey delta.
Corky's gonna get banned here, which is, I'm not sure if they banned it last game, but that seems like a targeted ban it had on Blake.
I'm absolutely livid.
Vladimir gonna get flipped over from one side to a ban on the other side, so that's not going to be available this game. But again, Blazing Hot didn't play it last game. He actually played against it, so you know, Galio's going to get banned as well. I think that's a very, very strong champion at the moment, especially in situations like we saw last game where both teams were very hesitant to engage.
You overstep.
Something like a Galio can be incredibly strong because he can just like flash in, taunt, get a huge knockup. We're gonna actually see Gangplank here, which is something that's been showing signs of life again in Rift Rivals. I believe 2 nights ago some of the LCK players were playing it, and it's actually a very nice scaling option now. It's very nice into anything that wants to run into you, like a Dr. Mundo, but the laning phase is still a problem for Gangplank. And if Mundo hits his cleavers, it's a bad matchup for Gangplank, for sure. And it's not very good into Nocturne, for the most part. But you know, if he does get feared, he does have his remove scurvy ability. We're gonna get even more CC on the side of Hashslinging slashers with a Twisted Fate, which has been showing a lot of life in solo queue at the moment. Over 8 gonna take Sejuani, which I've heard is a relatively strong champion at the moment after some small buffs that she received. And that's the team comps we see coming out from both sides. So in terms of strength, you see a lot of strength from Hash in terms of their top side in the early game. You're going to see a lot of pressure potentially put on the Gangplank and the Sejuani to make proactive plays in terms of setting up vision and protecting their assets. And you're actually going to see a lot of early game advantage as well in the bot lane because, again, Desolate's going to be hampered a little bit by this Thresh pick. I think they haven't identified yet that any comp with Thresh is gonna have its early game weaknesses. You know, it's not like you can put a Brand down there or a Zyra to help out that Ezreal. And so Ezreal might have a very difficult time trying to farm out this lane. But if Sejuani is able to help out mid lane and get Orianna going and potentially get priority over bot side at any point, then they could potentially flip that lane into an Ezreal lane because of how much CC Thresh can provide. But it's going to be very difficult for Desolate to do anything with these lanes, and they're going to have to play very patiently. If for any reason bot lane gets set back or mid lane gets set back for them, it's going to be a donezo sort of deal. Nocturne's the type of champion that loves, you know, to power farm early, pick up that level 6, and then get a gank off, which usually results in a kill early on. So, well, I'll say this. It results in a kill if that champion doesn't have their flash up. So the other thing Desolate wants to do is they want to protect their flashes early. Because if they don't have flash, then they're just going to be a sitting duck for that Nocturne. Especially when you throw in TF with a yellow card and Dr. Mundo with a lot of chase down potential. You know it's going to be a tough one, a tough day for Desolate if they lose any of their flashes early. So I actually wouldn't be surprised if we see a Hashslinging Slashers invade here. Maybe get a summoner spell out. Especially with the Braum. Yeah, and then hopefully we get into the game here, and hopefully there are no pauses. And we get to see runes for the first time. Two Grasp of the Undyings for the top laners. Lethal Tempo for Nocturne. Airy for Oriana. Comet for Twisted Fate. I think that's all pretty standard. And we got Guardian in bot lane. Fleet of Footwork for Caitlyn, which is a bit of a gimped rune at the moment. It doesn't really heal you that much. But for Caitlyn, there's not really any other option at the moment. Aftershock for Sejuani, which seems like an infinite debate. Lots of people used to take Fleet Footwork on Sejuani for the extra move speed, but after that got nerfed, it seems like Aftershock is the ideal way to go most of the time for Sejuani. Gives you a little bit extra damage, a little bit extra tankiness. It's a little bit difficult to proc, but once you hit level 6, it's easier to proc for sure. And here's a little bit of a Hashling Slashers invade. Sandillian's going to spot this out though, so that's just about all she wrote. The only way that works is if no one walks mid for Desolate. A little bit of banter in all chat. Gonna force Sandillion to recall. But that's about it. Little Groot running the TP again, as is the Rhino. And both supports running Ignite. And again, we gotta track flash cooldowns this game because it's gonna be real important for that Nocturne potentially ganking. Blue buff being started off on both sides. Dax Reaper gonna get a slight speed advantage because Lethal Tempo and Nocturne being Nocturne. And Sejuani in general just doesn't clear very fast. That's always been a known factor. Sejuani's actually going to clear Gromp second, so a little bit strange. That's just not a very common pathing idea. She's going to come down here, take Scuttle Crab. Neither jungler knows where the other is at the moment. In fact, I believe Overrate is probably under the impression that, oh, flashing coming here from Buff Nasty. They're gonna get Thresh's flash. So that's gonna be a potential easy kill for Nocturne when he hits 6. Let's see if he can hit 6 by 7 minutes. Probably can. Not too familiar. Nocturne's gonna come down here on bot side river, maybe look for a gank onto Orianna. Just sitting in the brush so far. Moving forward, Blake gonna take out the yellow card. Not gonna get into range though. And unfortunately for Nocturne, he's gonna find that Scuttle Crab has also been taken on the bot side. Overrate, fairly healthy clear. Dax Reaper, also fairly healthy. But slightly behind on his clear due to that attempt in mid lane for the gank. Blazonhot looking actually fairly comfortable in top lane. He's clearing out minions a little bit quicker than Mundo. He's going to want to keep his health up though. He's going to place a ward in top lane. I don't think that was necessary, but especially given he knows that Nocturne just walked bot. I don't know why Blazonhot's placing that ward. It's very unnecessary because he's not under any pressure. Like, if anything, he should be placing it maybe on this next wave. Puff Nasty jumping forward, getting some chip damage down onto the Thresh, softening him up for a potential Nocturne gank, but Nocturne has been clearing very inefficiently. He's actually going to come over here now to Krugs, and his only option from here is to go all the way back up to Grump. Because his Raptors aren't going to respawn yet. Maybe his Wolves will respawn next, but it's going to be a slow clear from Nocturne this time. Overrate walking forward. Going to get the knockback onto Freshburger, and he's going to force out the flash. Not going well for Freshburger this early game, when you might expect otherwise. But I think at 6 is when he gets his kill pressure. A little bit of damage going down onto this bot lane turret. Ezreal having difficulty here keeping his health bar up. And definitely something that you would expect out of this lane. You just can't expect much from an Ezreal versus Caitlyn if you pair it with a Thresh. Very, very ambitious good night going down from Taziel. Another wasted summer spell. And Ezreal gets the TP back here. This is the nice thing about Ezreal this patch, is he can take TP. Even if he's getting shoved in, he can always get back to lane. And he picks up his tier for it. Taziel still got about 90 seconds on his flash. So he'll be vulnerable to a gank. But it doesn't look like Dax Reaper is cleared fast enough to get level 6 in time. Very, very slow game so far. Not a lot of fighting. Not a lot of flashing around, just a lot of CSing, which is, both of these teams really, they pride themselves on their late game. I think they're slow and methodical. They're not really crowd pleasers in any way. So it's not much of a surprise to see these teams playing for late game. Orianna got some vision in bot brush there. Small exchange going down in bot lane. But again, not much pressure here. Dax Reaper going to clear out that pink ward, but not going to see the trinket ward. And Overrate's actually going to do some vertical jungling here. Dax Reaper doing the same, doing the little jungle shuffle here, with the knowledge that both junglers are on opposite sides of the map. And Nocturne is still about a camp away from hitting level 6. But he might get it if he can find a camp. Bot lane turret getting very low. Thanks to Caitlyn. Ooh, X-Smithy. Unlucky. Blake is gonna be down a summoner though. He's gonna be down a flash. As is Overrate. Very optimistic ultimate coming in from Dax Reaper there. I mean, can't take anything away from these two teams' optimism, but it's not gonna really get them much versus each other. Teziel walking towards Dax Reaper, gonna spell shield. Fear away Teziel. Early teleport coming in from Dr. Mundo. Blake, no flash, cannot get into range for that yellow card. But you can see how much Hashslinging slashers want this Inferno Drake, whether it's good for them or not. Oh, no. Lots of damage going down. That's going to be Overrate going down for first blood onto Lil Groot. And that's going to be Hashslinging slashers picking up a nice 2k gold lead. And the kill went over to just the perfect person that they wanted on as well. Oh, look, Little Groot's going to finish off Ezreal. I think that did just enough damage for lethal. And again, Little Groot accumulating a nice gold lead, except this time it's a little bit earlier. I mean, I wouldn't even say a little bit earlier. It's like 20 minutes earlier this time. Or 15 minutes earlier. And with the blue buff, he's actually going to stay on the map for a little bit of a greedy extra shove in bot lane. Going to get that extra CS. Maybe pick up Infinity Edge or a Rapid Fire Cannon. I don't know what the builds are these days. I actually think Rapid Fire Cannon would be okay right now. But it's probably going to be okay. It's going to be the Infinity Edge plus a Brawler's Glove. Favoring that 80 over the attack speed. Runean's Hurricane, also a good option. Hide on Blake. Gonna farm mid lane. But meanwhile, Sundillion and Overrate gonna look for this gank in top. And they're gonna be here first. Caitlyn's a little bit behind schedule. Nocturne ulting in actually. Onto the Orianna. Oh no! Onto the back line, and he's gonna get popped. Blazing Hot was not able to block that. He would have died himself, I believe. So that's gonna be Overrate falling. Oh, that's gonna be too much damage coming out from Lil Groot. Very disrespectful from Blazing Hot. And they'll successfully walk away from the rest of the damage, but that was definitely a misplay coming out from Blazing Hot, not understanding how far Lil Groot was ahead and how much damage that both he and Mundo packed. Nocturne gonna be respawning, gonna be picking up that warrior enchant on his jungle item. And Orianna gonna be teleporting back to mid lane. But there's nothing really to say about this top lane turret. It's not long for this world. It should fall down in the next couple waves, unless maybe Thresh hits a massive hook or something. It's not looking good. It's looking very good though for Lil Groot. And yeah, that's a lot of damage. Hide on Blake. Missing some mana here. Wishing that maybe he had not bought the Rod of Ages. But he's going to recall here. definitely under no pressure to make anything happen on the TF since they are so far ahead already with the Caitlyn, which is going to be their main source of damage. Mundo packs a lot of punch too, but given how far Caitlyn ahead is, or how far she is ahead right now, she's going to, be their main source of damage. See what's going on in mid lane here. Blake having just TP'd back to mid lane. And Gangplank's sticking relatively well with Dr. Mundo. Only 200 gold down. Orianna, on the other hand, is about 600 gold down. And obviously, Caitlyn massively far ahead with 4 kills now. Over8 coming in here for a gank onto Blake. He's going to get the yellow card out, not in time. Unnecessarily stopwatch coming out from Sindillion, but respecting the Dax Reaper Nocturne damage. And that's a little bit more gold for the Caitlyn. Now the question is, what can they do with this lead? Can they take Dragon anytime soon? Well, it's an Ocean Drake. That'll help them only so much. Can they take Rift Herald in a minute? I'm actually not sure what happened to Rift Herald. Oh, here it is. Dax Reaper is going to channel Rift Herald mid lane, get some chip damage on the mid. That should be the turret this wave. Oh, no. They're going to sacrifice all their cooldowns to clear that. Okay. Definitely not well coordinated there. That Gangplank ult or that Ezreal ult could have been saved for later. Gonna have Ezreal recalling. Picking up Sheen, very far behind. Oh, he picked up Glacial Shroud actually, so he's going to go Iceborne Gauntlet this game. I don't like that. I think he needs to be itemizing as aggressively as possible because he's going to lose the scaling war eventually, and he's going to want as much damage in the mid game as possible. So I don't like the Glacial Shroud. It's not really going to help him farm anymore than... I mean... I don't think it is. Hook coming out. Not a bad chance. No Nocturne ult, so he's going to have a little bit of tough time coming in here, but this is a really enthusiastic effort from Desolate, but it's just going to end up being a kill gifted over to Little Groot again. This guy's literally put his team on his back right now. And Nocturne gonna mosey on over there, take the Ocean Drake. Very nice play there, coming out from Nocturne. And he actually has his ultimate up, so he can look for something here. This is what Hashslinging slashers can see at the moment. Lots of Fog of War in the top side. But very good vision in bot side. Blake's gonna get run down here. Off the Airy proc, Orianna. Still has ultimate actually, gonna force the flash out of Caitlyn. And that's gonna be a dead Puff Nasty. But they still have yet to... Oh! That's going to be a shutdown going over to Caitlyn. She's even more far ahead now. The thing about shutdown gold is there's a lot of potential gold sitting around when you have multiple kills on a carry, but if you never die and you're getting shutdown gold onto you, then you're even more far ahead. So Caitlyn, I mean, she represents so much. If Desolate can ever pick her off, it's not only going to mean a basket full of gold for them, but it's also going to mean potentially a win team fight. And then on the other hand, if Hash can protect Caitlyn for the entire game, I really don't see them losing because of how much of a punch she's going to pack. Especially when she gets to the late game. If she can just... Literally, if she can just... You know, never die... And get to her 5 or 6 item spike... Then that should be insurmountable for Desolate to come back from. So they need to craft a way of make sure that doesn't happen. Otherwise, they're screwed. A little bit of atypical lane assignments coming out from Desolate. We have Ezreal in the bot lane. And Gangplank in the top lane, which is not something you like to see. He's having a lot of difficulty clearing this wave, and it's probably just going to be a turret going over. They actually have to expend the Gangplank ult, which means their next team fight is a little bit gimped, probably. But, you know. Nocturnal coming in here after the Sejuani engage. Nice hook onto the Blake sec. Oh. Too much damage coming out there from the Caitlyn and the Nocturne. Blazenout's gonna have to flash away, but it's not enough. Rhino's gonna have to flash away, but it's not gonna get them out of this weird situation. Blake going really low. He's one hit. He's gonna walk through the turret and he's gonna die to Rhino. Poor pathing, but he was really forced into a bad path by Sandillion and Sejuani anyway. And Hashslinging Slashers successfully gets out of that situation with a bit of a one team fight. Definitely looking good for them. Caitlyn's gonna get back into base with her next item purchase, which is likely to be rapid fire. Or sorry, she has rapid fire. She's gonna get a Runean's Hurricane potentially. At least she's gonna get Zeal, because she's got enough for that right now. She's being a little bit greedy though, staying on the map with almost 2k in her pocket. Overrate sitting in this bush here. They're gonna see the opportunity. She's way too far forward, but Overrate doesn't have ultimate yet. Oh yes, he does actually, and that's gonna be a shutdown going over to Overrate. Not the guy you wanted on, but it's gonna represent a large amount of gold. Very greedy play there from Caitlyn. Freshburger jumping forward, gonna get the ignite out of Taziel, who really wanted to protect the Sejuani there. So wow, massive gold income there from Sejuani. She actually picked up 850 gold off of that shutdown. Mistook there. Blazonheart's gonna try to catch up to Dax Reaper, but it's not gonna be enough. Gonna see a teleport coming out here from Little Groot into the mid lane, get some more farm. She did pick up that Zeal. Overrate held onto his ultimate that fight, so he still has it up. And Caitlyn's gonna get her flash back up very shortly. Gank coming in here on the side lane. That's a dead Gangplank. Nicely coordinated there, but they're gonna pick off Puff Nasty in return. I believe a teleport coming in from Freshburger there, but he's gonna just disengage from the fight. So Hashslinging Slashers trading their support for a top lane kill. It's pretty nice. Overrate gonna path down into the bot lane. River doing some distracting work here, trying to get into the pit, but not gonna make it. Gangplank teleporting in. He doesn't have ultimate. Orianna getting chunked out. It looks really bad for Desolate now, because Little Groot is just a cannon. And you can see the damage that he's putting out onto the health bars of Desolate. Yeah, a bit of a strange teleport there for Freshburger. He's been quick on the TPs this game and hasn't really had a good TP this game in particular. Tazio looking for some vision here, but he's just going to find a pit full of Hashling slashers on the Baron already, and no way for him to take this one. There were 2 steals in the last game, but I don't think it's going to happen this time. Big advantage coming out from Hashling slashers this game. It's currently at about 6.5k. You also have to take into account that they have 2 Inferno Drakes and a Water Drake, so that probably represents about another 1,000 gold. And obviously it's going to represent more gold as time goes on, because it's a amplification of 80 and AP. The more you have, the more you get. So very strong scaling dragons. And yeah, Rhino's still very far behind, sitting on Mermana and Iceborne Gauntlet. You can say the same about just about everyone on on Desolate, excuse me. Mundo is quite far ahead of Gangplank. TF with his fully stacked rod is looking just as formidable as Orianna at the moment. And this is when Nocturne becomes his most powerful, I think. And despite all that, Desolate's actually going to find an engage here. TF going to pour it in, help his team out. They can't run down anyone at this moment, so it's going to be a bit of a wash for Desolate. This is just about GG. Sandillion somehow almost getting his ultimate off at the very end there. The fact that he stayed alive that long is pretty impressive, but it's really one-sided this game. And that should be just about it. I think they can actually end off of this push. They have Baron buff still. They're going to have their wave in the back. And Freshburger is very tanky. Yep, that should be GG. So a big win coming out here from the Hashslinging Slashers. That's going to elevate them from 9th place up into, I think, about 7th place. And I think it'll bop down Desolate to 7th or 8th. Very, very strong performance from Hashslinging Slashers. Definitely got to give them credit, too, for coming back from the loss that they suffered last week. I believe that was to... Let's take a look. They lost to IRL Sluts last week. So bouncing back from that, it shows a lot of good things from them. That they're still, fighting for their spot here. Potentially a playoff spot in Prophecy Cup. And you got to take your hat off to Lil Groot. He really stepped up this game, and for the most part, the entire series, just to carry the Hashslinging Slashers onto their victory. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna pull in. Who would you guys like to see interviewed? Probably get Burger in here, just because I don't think we've talked to him this season. Yeah, I'll get a Fresh Burger in here and Little Group. Oh my god, it's so hard to pull people when you're in Discord. Move. Whatever. Go there.
Oh, hey, what are we doing in here?
Yo, what's up? I'm about to interview you. Wait, okay. Now you can hear me. 1 second.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get Groot in here too. Okay, there we go.
Wait, why is he deafened?
There we go. Alright, boys. You're in here for the interview. So, last week, coming off a tough 3-game loss from IRL Sluts, how was it adjusting for this week against Desolate?
Well, we had our first practice of the season in the week in between, so it wasn't that hard. We just
First
had to play
practice?
together. Yeah.
Holy cow.
It was a little bit late, but I think it helped.
Alright.
That and we put a lot more thought into our draft this time around, so we weren't trying to figure things out with 5 seconds left on the counter.
Hey, that's an increase.
Right. Oh, and we picked Mundo in game 3. I think that helps too.
Yeah, I kind of misplayed that in game 2 in the draft.
Yeah, we just had to only throw one game this series, and we did a lot better.
Nice. And yeah, like, talk to me about how you were able to, like, accumulate. Obviously, we didn't see game 1, but talk to me about how you were able to, like, accumulate that massive lead in bot lane.
Well, the plan was we saw Caitlyn open, and we're like, take it, because Caitlyn's the champion I'm most comfortable on. And the way we were able to accumulate that is we just never let Sejuani on the bot side of the map. I mean, Caitlyn wins any 2v2 lane she's in. So if you don't put any jungle presence or mid presence down bot lane, they're going to eventually get the tower. So we just had Nocturne hang out in our bot side jungle and stand there basically as a moving ward for me. And that was basically the game plan. And then we took the tower by 7 minutes because of that. And all we did is we rotate top, take tower, and have Nocturne continue to be a moving ward, but on the other side of the map. And at that point, I'm probably like 2,000 gold ahead. So.
Nice.
Moving ward jungler.
Oh, and then they completely forgot that he was playing Caitlyn and stepped on like 4
Oh, yeah, that too.
to get him super fed.
Oh yeah, that definitely happens. And yeah, Caitlyn is definitely not a pick that we see very often, like in Rift Rivals, for example, or like in LCS. How do you feel about its place in the meta right now?
It was definitely like C tier 8.12. But 8.13, the changes to her headshot makes her definitely more of a tier champion, not quite S in comparison to what else is being run, but you'll definitely be able to see her now, potentially in professional play, but maybe even Rift Rivals too, because sure headshots scale up so much now that her sieging with traps is a little ludicrous, because before the changes you would deal probably about 800, 900 shot or trap. And now you deal about 1,500 to 2,000 with them as the game goes on. So, just because they almost like doubled the damage of her passive. So.
Oh, I didn't realize that actually. Nice.
Yeah, so it's actually in a pretty good place in the meta. The issue is with any crit 80 carry right now is the 3-item power spike or the 2-item power spike that you need to get to, because they made all the 80 carry items so expensive. So. Because that's why you don't see Jinx or Twitch or Tristana, for example, playing
unless
crit
you're
bot
following
lane.
her. But
Unless you're following
I
her.
wouldn't recommend that personally. For
But
those of
it's
you
not
who
as
didn't play
common.
game 1, which is all of you. Over 8 was playing Tristana and being funneled, and they got a total of 5 kills in that game.
Yeah, I think so.
As a team, that is.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. And that game, that game 1, so you had to play against the funnel. We didn't see that on stream. Is the funnel comp, do you think, something that you guys want to adapt as well, or do you want to stay away from that?
Well, I think for our team, I think we would definitely need a lot more games together before we could do it. But it seems to be easier to play against than it is to play it, even though it can be very potent if you're good at it.
Yeah, we don't have enough practice yet on it because the funnel compositions take a lot of coordination with the two members going around doing in order to maximize the CS. And like you see professional teams in like the LPL and LCK do it really well and hit 300 CS by 20 minutes, But the most that I've ever seen at an amateur level is basically on par with the timer, which is 100 CS at 10 minutes and 200 CS at 20 minutes, and sometimes they spike ahead at like the 25-minute mark. But it's very not potent if you don't actually hit crazy CS timers.
Yeah. I will say though, it is extremely scary if you have a Tristana rocket jumping on you over a wall with a Braum following, because so it can be scary for for a solo lane when they come flying in, but when the Tristana is only on par with your mid laner and your AD carry, and of course the Braum has no CS essentially, it really takes way too long to get going.
Okay,
And
that
our
makes
bot
a lot
lane
of sense.
had already gotten way ahead.
Yeah, so difficult to accomplish, but when you can do it, if you have the coordination and the practice, then it seems like it's pretty good.
And I've been I'm contractually required to inform you all that Blake did 1v9 the first game. He got 2 solo kills against the duo funnel in the
Okay.
first 10 minutes.
They may or may not have been diving him,
Is that because...
I just want to let you guys know he's a
but he
beast.
did 1v9 the game.
Okay. Is that why they were banning LeBlanc so much, or is that...
No, they banned that from game 1. I'm not sure why.
Okay. What champion was he on in game 1?
Oh, he was on Zoe.
Zoe, so that's why...
We banned it game 2 because we know that Sandillion can also play it quite well, and we didn't want to give it away first pick. But then they banned it away third game because they were clearly fed up with us playing it.
Yeah, that makes sense. And let's see. So moving on to the next week, you're actually going to be up against Gothboy Click. Have you thought at all about that, or?
Nope.
Nope. Okay.
We take it one game at a time, you know.
For sure. Yeah, but
no, it'll be difficult, but I certainly think we can win that.
Puff saying they're screwed in the chat, but anyway, yeah, that game's gonna actually move you up in the standings a bit. Do you have any thoughts going forward, or any closing thoughts for the stream?
I don't know. We're just trying to pull ourselves together as a team, make it to playoffs. Nothing too huge, and have Sam here carry us all the way.
Oh boy. All the weight. All the weight.
Right
No,
on.
I'm kidding. I'll pick Mundo for you again.
Okay, good.
All right. Well, thank you very much, guys, for the interview. I'm gonna head out for the night and close up the stream.
All right.
So,
Awesome.
GG's, boys.
GG.
Thank you.